We are into game number 2 of the round of 16 in UK.net's King of the Mid 1v1 tournament, inspired by, that's the wrong window, inspired by Beyond the Summit's previous tournament, A Fistful of Tangos. As we have a quick look at the brackets, the game coming up right now is stephen11 versus Mr. Mike. We see that stephen11 did take out Sadire in the last round, where Mr. Mike took out Aston now in a bit of a surprise win. As we have a quick look at the matchups for this one, Queen of Pain versus Temper Assassin is one that I don't think neither hero can really win as per se. They just have to kind of hold on for their lives, try not to mess anything up, and eventually kill the towers. Undying versus Chaos Knight is also an interesting one. CK, if he gets the chance, gets those levels up, he can kill Undying, but at the same time Undying can put a lot of pressure using Decay to get himself still more damage from the Chaos Knight and get himself some more last hits. And finally, Gyrocopter versus Luna is one of the newer ones in the pool. It's the battle of two of the most common carries we actually see in the professional scene at the moment. And, funnily enough, that's going to be the matchup we see. stephen11 banding out the Undying versus the Chaos Knight, and Mr. Mike banding out TA versus Queen of Pain. So we see stephen11, he will be taking up the role of the Luna on the Radiant side, whereas Mr. Mike will be playing the Gyrocopter on the Dire. Get ourselves into the game. And we see stephen11's gone for 2 slippers. So this is kind of a Shadow Fiend build that we usually see. So he's looking for that extra last hit damage as well as Lunar Blessing. So this means that he should basically dominate the early stage of last hitting. He's going to have, what's that, 63 damage? No, yep, no, 73. I don't know, I can't count. Yeah, 73 damage early game. Mr. Mike's going to buy himself a second courier. Not going for any stats other than the branches. I'm wondering if he's going to go for a bottle rush. In fact, he is he's changing his mind. He's testing both couriers. He did buy himself a little genuine Braze the Zonky though, which is pretty cool. But yep, saving up 300 gold. Probably going to go for that bottle build. And he's heading down to the mid lane now. So he's actually going to skill Rocket, Homing Missile level 1 as well. Which means he's going to be trying to stun Dread Knight and, not Dread Knight. Dread Knight's not even playing this game. It's stephen11. But maybe stun stephen11 and try and deny him some last hits using that. But it's 120 mana, so it's a pretty expensive cost. Whereas we usually see Rocket Barrage as well as Flat Cannon getting maxed out first. And Flat Cannon can completely push Stephen off the lane here. Which I'm a little bit surprised he hasn't gone for that one at level 1.
The battle begins.
But the question is, who's going to have the advantage in this game? So Stephen's really going to have more last hitting power early on. But she's going to be looking to get those items up. Whereas the Gyrocopter, when he's level 6, he does have the cooldown available, and providing that he can hit all his spells correctly, getting a full blast of Rocket Barrage, he's looking to get the kills as early as possible. And that is what we expect to see from Mr. Mike as we get ourselves into the mid lane now. We do see only 49 damage on him. He's really going to have a hard time last hitting versus Luna at this early point. But again, once he gets himself some items too, he should be able to control the lane a little bit better. In fact, 1 for 0 coming out from Steven at the moment compared to 0-1 and Mr. Mike halfway through the first group wave. In fact, surprisingly, Mr. Mike's currently winning the last hit battle, in a sense. 2 denies up on him. And like how Dread Knight in chat is actually cheering for his opponent rather than his Team eNigma teammate. He's going to be cheering on Mr. Mike and Team Milf rather than Steven. 4 for 1 up on Luna now, compared to the 1 for 2, and here we're looking for skill build. So level 1 in Lucent Beam for Steven now, and we see level 1 in Rocket Barrage up for Mr. Mike, and there goes the first Lucent Beam from Steven. So this is just harassment damage at the moment, but Mr. Mike does have the regen. He's 100 gold away from his bottle. Steven going to check top rune. In fact, he's going to walk right towards the creep wave here. Surprised Mr. Mike didn't go a little bit more aggressive, maybe throwing a rocket. But at the same time, Luna, one of the fastest heroes in the game at level 1, 330 movement speed up on her, compared to the 315 of Gyrocopter. Which means she should be able to outrun the rocket pretty efficiently, so the tower could kill it if she decides to do that. Otherwise, just try and take it down herself. And Steven, not actually last hitting as well as I expected. He is ahead though. He's going to be 8 for 1 after this creep if he gets it. Which he will. No, that's a deny, sorry. I'm a bit blind. There we go. 8 for 2 compared to the 2 for 2 with Mr. Mike. So really going to have the advantage in the early. But once again, it's all about levels for Mike. If he can get those levels up, he should be able to take control. In fact, here comes the first Homing Missile. We've got 2 points up in Rocket Barrage, and that's a lot of burst, and not going to go forward with it. Which would be a little bit brave, because he would be going underneath the tower.
Denied.
Because, you know, 2 points up in Lucent Beam for Steven, rather than getting that second point in Lunar Blessing. But I do think that Gyro definitely has the better wave clear at the moment. if he gets flat cannon, which he hasn't skilled up yet. Whereas Stephen, he'd have to get Moonglaves to be able to try and push out. So as far as this goes, it's all about Mr. Mike trying to get the kills early and then try and get the pushes a bit later on. Whereas Stephen needs those Graves to be effective. And Mr. Mike's still not going aggressive. He takes one Lucent Beam to the face from Stephen, but choosing not to use the level 2 Rocket Barrage to put any aggression down. But at the same time, of course, you can't forget that level 6, although there is a cooldown coming out from Mr. Mike, there's also a Eclipse coming out from Stephen. And Mike's going to check top rune now, not going to find it. He's going to himself back to mid lane. He's still not getting any points up in the flat cannon. He's going to go 2 in Missile and 2 in Rocket Barrage, and this is pretty interesting because he kind of needs those levels in flat cannon if he wants to push the lane out. Rocket's going to hit on Stephen, very close, but again, Mike not choosing to go aggressive. Doesn't want to risk anything at the moment, it seems. But although Luna has a higher base damage at the moment, the attack animation for Mr. Mike is a lot stronger, and there goes a ward coming out from Stephen. Pops you straight on the high ground. He wants to be aggressive, he wants to see where Mike is at all times. Especially when it comes to him using the Eclipse.
Denied. And
don't forget one of the special properties of Luna as well is when it hits night time, it's going to have that bonus vision range. Obviously not up the high ground. Stephen, 20 for 9 on him now, so definitely dominating this lane in terms of gold. Whereas Mr. Mike is going to get himself a haste rune, and this could prove effective if he can use it properly. I mean, he's pretty much a whole level down now, but he's sitting back as well. You should really be going a little bit more aggressive on Stephen with this haste rune. He's going to pop in now, he's going to run straight for the river. But there are 3 points in that Lucent Beam, so it's a little bit risky. Rocket's going to go, not going to use the Rocket Barrage though. Maybe he will when it hits. He does have the haste rune, not going to run into him. There is a crit wave there though. So Mr. Mike really playing a little bit too defensive than what I'd expect. He's going to run into tower, takes a Lucent Beam to the face and takes 2 tower shots for his troubles as well. And he's going to get himself an illusion rune. So he uses last of his bottle charges, I imagine. Yep, he will do so. And at the same time, Stephen actually got bottle too. He's used all of his charges as well. Doesn't have the ring control at the moment. It is going away, Mr. Mike.
Absolutely not.
At the same time, Stephen does have this high ground ward. So he's going to be able to see where Mr. Mike goes the entire time. And I agree with the chat. Mike really needs to man up soon, or else he's going to start losing this game. This is definitely Gyro's realm in the early. But his skill build is a little weird. 2 points up in homing missile, and that surprises me quite a bit. In fact, what's he going to level up at level 5? I really want him to get a point in flat cannon, but now he's going to go Rocket Barrage. That's a smart choice as well. But homing missile worth leveling up to level 2 at this point in the game. Especially when he needs to push this lane out. It can put so much pressure on Stephen if he pushes down to the tower. And constantly does it. And there comes another rocket. Or a homing missile, if you will. Stephen's now level 6 though. He does have Eclipse. He's got 3 points up in the Lucent Beam, so Eclipse is going to do quite a lot of damage. Obviously Stephen's going to want to wait till level 7 before he uses that Eclipse to do the max damage it possibly can at this point. And Mr. Mike using his illusion rune to help him last hit as well, but at the moment he's 30 for 14 going away with Stephen compared to 9 for 6, and Stephen's going very aggressively. He's going to throw him down a Lucent Beam. He's going to take a missile to the face still. He's maxing Rocket Barrage, but he's not using it. And this is a really questionable choice coming out from Mr. Mike. And it's now night time, which means Stephen has an even bigger advantage. He's basically a walking beacon at the moment. And he's going to throw those right clicks, and they're really going to hurt on top of Mr. Mike. Only 500 gold on him at the moment, where we see Stephen. He's got himself Tranquils, just like those walk in. He's got a bottle and 200 gold, so rich coming from these last hits. He's going to take another rocket to the face, 161 damage, so maybe Mike's trying to just whittle him down. Stephen will on the rune's top, and this is a double damage rune. This could be huge for Stephen. And Mike's going to check bottom rune, so he's going to miss out on a lot of experience from this one. He's not going to be level 6 before Stephen hits level 7. So because if he's going for runes so much and not buying wards, he's actually giving himself really hard. Stephen's up to level 7 now. Mike's still level 5. Level and a half behind. And this means that Stephen has Eclipse, and it's going to be a full damage Eclipse for the first level in it. If you can hit it correctly. He's got to get those bounces on top of Mr. Mike, and in fact you can see the burst coming down from Lucent Beam. He's not going to have mana for Eclipse now. He does have those bottle charges available, and Stephen's just going to take the missile to the face. Mike, I don't know why you're checking top rune. Your opponent's sitting there with a rune in the bottle. And in fact, this could be first blood coming out now. Stephen's going to begin the chase on Mr. Mike. There goes the Rocket Barrage, but there goes the Eclipse, and that will be first blood. Stephen using the first bit of aggression in the game.
And for the Dark Moon.
And he gets it for Celemene and the Dark Moon. Stephen now going to control this lane even more. Look to level 8 compared to the level 5. Still on Gyro, only 9 XP away from level 6. But really lacking in gold at the moment. He did buy himself a ward. He dropped it down in the top lane, so we will see the top rune. But I feel he's a little bit too far behind to come back in this matchup now. When your opponent's level 8 in lane and you just pop level 6, that's something you've really got to worry about. And the burst from Stephen's huge at the moment. Still not getting a point in Moongraves though. He's going to go for that Lunar Blessing even more so. 108 damage on Stephen now. That's compared to the 62 of Mr. Mike. You can see the right clicks are just absolutely destroying Mr. Mike. I'm surprised Stephen didn't go a little bit deeper with that one. He could have done a lot more damage, and Mr. Mike, he's only got all his bottles as far as regen goes. Sailor Mayonnaise. I'm not going to say that again. Stephen's going to get haste rune, so this should be his second kill of the game. Is he going to go high ground? Not choosing to do so. If Stephen wins this game, he's got to go to the shop and buy me a bottle of Mountain Dew, or else I'm not going to be happy. Don't know why I added that one in there. For those who do not know, Stephen actually lives downstairs from me. Even though I knew him for 3 months and only found this out like a week ago, which is pretty strange. I find it a bit creepy as well. But now Stephen level 8 compared to level 6 still. He's going to pop level 9 about the same time that Gyro hits level 7. But he's still going to have the advantage in the lane. No matter at the moment for Stephen now, but here comes the haste rune, and he's backing off the moment that that homing missile's heading his way. And here comes a cooldown from Gyro. It's going to hit on top the first hit, but the haste rune, it's not going to make a difference. Bit of a questionable cooldown, and that is half of Stephen's health gone from it. But he does have bottle charges, he still has his tranquil boots. And it's just hit midnight on the game clock, so Stephen still has half of the night time with this extra vision he's going to get from Lunar Blessing, giving him even more of an advantage versus Mike. He's going to lose this wood any second now. Boom, it's gone. But he can still see Mike. It's that extra vision range he has. 53 for 24 up on Stephen compared to 13 for 7 on Mike now. Net worth. Oh, in fact, we could see Stephen going deep here. He just sees one more right click and he should do the job. And there we go. 2-0 going away, Stephen. He will advance through to the quarterfinals, where he will face up against somebody. I can't quite remember who he's going to be up against in the next round. I believe it's the winner of one of the games coming up in a bit. Unless he's playing. In fact, yeah, that's true. He's going to be playing one of the winners of one of the games we'll be featuring shortly. But Mr. Mike, unfortunate for him, he didn't play aggressive enough. He will go down and out of this tournament. Where Stephen progresses to the semi-final. Coming up next, guys, we do have, I'm just going to check real quick, Abuse versus Kamehameha. That should be an interesting game, especially once you see the matchup. Some people definitely called in this following matchup imbalance, but we'll see how it plays out. So, guys, stay tuned. We'll have that one coming up very soon.